So this one I'm gonna go through real quick because I honestly, I want to say it's a shmam. I actually got this article for a shout out, and I believe it was Ernesto on torrentfreak.com. I want everybody to check out torrentfreak.com, a wonderful website. Ernesto dap you up. The reason I love Ernesto for Torrent Freak so much is when I did multiple interviews for Gary Bowser, nobody paid attention. Nobody was covering it. I mean, there were people who were, but as far as news outlets, no one covered it. And the moment Ernesto posted it, you had people like Penguin, Moist Critical. You had people, all types of people who were talking about it. And that is an article that derived, and news information that derived right here. We're very proud of that. Okay, we're very proud of that. So I just want to state that first. Shout out to Ernesto. I don't care with anybody. You got to get your kudos, man. You're doing good work out there. All right, so this is what's being labeled as a historic decision in court in Greece because they finally done something that typically you don't see often or ever hear of or even being discussed. They sentence a pirate IPTV subscriber. Yes, a guy who subscribed to an IPTV service. So everyone who uses IPTV, yes, guess what they did? They went ahead and sentenced this guy to some jail time, 5 months in prison. Let's talk about it. Now, a Greek court recently sentenced an individual to 5 months in prison for subscribing to a pirate IPTV service. Now, reportedly marking the first ever custodial sentence for such an offense in the country. This has never been heard of. Okay, they are sitting here like, what do we do with these people who are subscribing to IPTV services? Forget the providers. We need to see the people who are using these services. Yes, this man was using the service and 5 months in prison for watching that free TV. Okay, so industry standards were cited in this court case. They were suggesting piracy impacts everything from job losses all the way to criminal activities. However, specifics of the case, I will say, a little iffy, baby. All right, little iffy. The identity of the defendant never disclosed. Okay, now there is video of this, but I believe it's in Greek. And I'm not sure if we have anyone here who speak Greek. If you do, maybe you could translate, but I'm not going to do that because there's a lot of people listening who are English-speaking listeners, okay? And they're not going to understand it either, and we're going to be going through a lot. Maybe transcriptions will help, but nonetheless, we're not going to play the video. It doesn't have captions or subtitles with it, so trust me, we'll have difficulty, all right? But the identity in this report was never disclosed about the guy, like nothing about the guy. They never said one word about who he is, the name, who the hell was sentenced. That's iffy. That almost seemed like some bullshit. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep it real now. It seems like some bullshit. I don't want to say the Greek police over there is I don't want to allege that. Okay? But it sounds like some bullshit. Because if it was my ass, it would be my name out there. Nick Moses 05 right there. It would have the shirt on there and everything. It would have me. Okay? But there were key details that were also missing of the original arrest. Also, trial dates and injured parties were omitted. Why is that? So, on August 2024, Greek streaming services Cosmo TV and Nova launched a low-cost bundle that was credited with reducing piracy in the country. Okay? This is something that the Greek streaming services are trying to do. They want to get rid of these pirate services. So they did a low-cost bundle. Hey, man, go ahead and get a nice low-cost bundle. You get all these channels for low. We got to stop the piracy. But in late 2024, reports emerged of increased efforts to penalize pirate IPTV users, including proposed fines of $600. And I'm not sure what type of money this is. It's in Greek. Okay, so you guys can relate that. But $600 in Greek money, whatever that may be. Okay, if it's around $600 more or less, whether it be in US, here or there, still a lot of it for a fine. And then if you have each individual, let's say they don't charge you just IPTV like the service. We're charging for everything you're watching. It can get deep. All right. So In December of 2024, the Greek court sentenced an IPTV subscriber to 5 months in prison, sparking a debate over legitimacy of the case and its role in anti-piracy efforts. Now, there are people who believe, and this is over there in Greece, this is what I'm reading here, okay? They believe that this is a sham, that this is something that the government is actually doing there to scare a lot of people from purchasing an IPTV service or getting any type of subscription. So I would like to pose the question to each of you. If you knew, wherever you were, wherever country you're watching this at, wherever you're listening to, if you knew that having an IPTV service that was a pirate IPTV service, and if I have to explain what I mean by a pirate IPTV service, you should not have 7 pay-per-views, okay? You shouldn't have 24 showtimes. You shouldn't have a Bravo East, a Bravo West, a Bravo Southeast, a Bravo Southwest, a Bravo North, a Bravo. You can't have that many Bravos. You can't watch that many Housewives, right? This is what we call a pirate IPTV service. It is having all the services combined in one, which a lot of people are saving a lot of money over, which they love. Okay? So I do want to move on to some very interesting news. So I just want to get that out the way. How do you all feel about that? How do you all feel about pirate IPTV services or subscriptions? I'm going to be honest. I had a pirate IPTV service. Yes, I did. I didn't know it was a pirate IPTV service at the time I got it, but I found out shortly after when I figured out what pirate IPTV service was. I thought IPTV was just like, hey, you can get all this stuff. You don't understand the technicalities behind it. But I should have known the moment I paid in crypto. That would have been smart. It would have been smart. Okay? I don't know what I was thinking, man. I don't know what I was thinking, okay? But I'm not going to lie. I remember having it. And just so you guys know how these pirate IPTV services work and why some people provide them, if you have a provider, a lot of people getting streaming services now, like YouTube TV, or they're getting Hulu, or they're getting these different type of services. If you have a pirate IPTV subscription, you wonder, how do you use it? There are a lot of apps that are made on that you can download right for your TV, and there's a specific file that you can load right in there that's going to have all your channels that you can select right there. You can double click whichever channel you want to watch and you can watch it right there. I'll do you one better. You can cast it from your phone. Okay. You can control it from your computer where you can have an entire playlist and show it all right there. And you can select whatever you want to watch. If there's a UFC fight going on, if there's, NFL football games that you can't see for Red Zone, soccer games that people can't watch, it has allowed, an easy entry point for many people to be able to watch a lot of different things without paying into this major corporate service fee that we're paying. That's the God's honest truth. People do not want to pay $74.99 for a YouTube TV subscription when they can pay $20 for a pirate IPTV subscription service and get more channels than they get with YouTube TV. NFL Red Zone is an extra charge on top of that for YouTube TV. Don't get me started on NBA or soccer games where you can't watch your team without subscribing to multiple services. It has got ridiculous. There we go. We're going to move on.